Comic art is the only visual art form where one can actually see sound. And in today's video, we're going to break down exactly how that magic works. My name is Vernon. Welcome to the ToonSchool series, Say What? The comic art of depicting sound. Okay, but you have to say it like that. Say what? Say what? Say what? Say what? The concept of incorporating the written word into visual art is not new to the art world and definitely not limited to comic art, although we do have an exceptionally unique way of incorporating it. We achieve this through the use of dialogue balloons, captions, and sound effects. All of these we will address in future videos. Let's start off with the definition. A dialogue balloon is a graphic element found in comic art containing the spoken or internal dialogue of a character. Excuse me. Now in ToonSchool we use the term comic art very loosely to incorporate or include cartooning, comics, manga and graphic novels, and some forms of illustration. Pretty much artworks that use outlines in its depiction. It's always also good to know that the dialogue balloon has different terms. This is just, noteworthy if you're going to be doing further research on this subject. Balloon anatomy. The dialogue balloon is normally represented as an elliptical shape. Attached to the balloon is the tail or pointer, an elongated triangle that indicates the character who is speaking. Now it's important that we address balloon anatomy because in my years of teaching cartooning, I have seen many a beautiful artwork being completely ruined by sloppy or rushed dialogue balloons. Is it a blob? Is it a frog? Is something attacking Amsterdam? We don't know. In a composition, the secondary elements like dialogue balloons and motion lines are as important as the main subject matter and should receive the same care and attention than the rest of the artwork. That's it. That's a little preachy moment for you there. As far as the pointer is concerned, it's always loosely aimed at the character's head. In the world of cartooning, anything is possible, so aiming the pointer incorrectly can indicate that the wrong person is speaking or something completely different is doing the talking, like a rock or the character's stomach. I'm hungry. Patience, my pet. Also, the pointer can be utilized according to the artist's needs, preference, and style. You'll see some pointers aren't elongated, it's like small podgy triangles. It's always also worth noting that not all cartoon artists like using dialogue balloons or like having them in their composition. It is, first of all, very challenging to work around it and create around it. And also sometimes your panel just doesn't allow any room for all the information or the story you need to tell and a dialogue balloon. So in these cases, or in cases like the gag cartoon, also known as the one-panel cartoon, the artist would place the copy or the dialogue balloon as a caption underneath the comic. Yes. Then the shape of the balloon or the pointer can also be adjusted to complement the type of balloon being used. In the case of the thought balloon or the scream balloon or the electronic balloon, the shape of the tail can be adapted according to the balloon. And then dialogue balloons and their pointers can be modified to support the overall layout and composition of a panel, which pretty much means you can adjust it to make your artwork work. Right, looking at balloon shapes, a popular alternative to the ellipse is the rounded rectangular balloon. Well, it's popular in this studio anyway, because it allows room for more copy or text and also for the use of larger font sizes. Now, as far as shapes are concerned, the world really is your oyster. mean, look at manga. They've got more shapes than a Walk for Life marathon. Just always make sure that the shape that you choose for your balloon is telling the story that you want it to tell, because balloon shapes are a language all by itself or in itself. Then the artist can also make use of the borderless balloon that shows only the pointer. No balloon frame whatsoever. It shows the pointer can be curved or straight. It really does free up your space for layout. I don't want to dive too deep into the origins of the dialogue balloon in this video, as we will cover it more thoroughly in the cartoon history timeline, which you can check out on ToonSchool's channel. Versions of the dialogue balloon have popped up throughout art history, with the earliest version that dates back to one of the ancient civilizations. Then it made its appearance again in fine art in the 1400s, and then in illustration in the 1500s, before finding its rightful place in cartooning in the late 1800s. Today I'm going to show you a few of the cartoons of the yesteryear, which were considered or are considered the first ones to use the dialogue balloon as we know it today. Starting off with the Yellow Kid, created by Richard Outcault. The Yellow Kid was a character, not the title of the series, but a character that first appeared as a minor or supporting character in Hogan's Alley in 1895. This character became so popular that it received its own comic series in 1897. These comics use dialogue balloons, excuse me, but not as the main means of communication. But it did influence the use of dialogue balloons in subsequent newspaper cartoon strips. You can see on the main image, the large image there, there's about 3 dialogue balloons in there. The rest of it they just slapped in copy wherever they could find room. So as far as that panel at the bottom middle is concerned, just on a different topic, this is one of those crossover cartoons where you see different characters from one comic strip featuring in other comic strips. You have the Yellow Kid, and then you have Buster Brown and his friend Mary Jane, I think, and their dog Tiger, which is from one of Outcault's other cartoon strips, Buster Brown, which made its debut in 1902. Now, why I'm mentioning this is that dog Tiger is actually the first animal in comic strips that is known for being able to talk. Although the humans never picked up on it, but the viewers did. Next you have the Katzenjammer Kids, created by Rudolf Dirks in 1897. According to my research, Dirks was the first cartoonist to regularly express dialogue using speech balloons. Also, there was some copyright issues here as well, if memory serves. There was something with the Katzenjammer Kids where with different newspapers and copyright and, I don't know, lawsuits and court cases, where he eventually lost the rights to his own cartoons. It was a terrible time for comic artists in the early 1900s, and the lessons we have learned for sure. Then finally we have Happy Hooligan, a cartoon created by Frederick Burr Opper, which told the misadventures of a good-hearted hobo who encountered a lot of misfortune, mainly due to his low position in society. It was created in 1900 and is cited as the first comic to use dialogue balloons on a regular basis as an integral part of the comic. Opper is also the artist who brought us our antediluvian ancestors, which we covered in the cartoon history timeline, the episode on the Stone Age. So check that out. Over the past century, the dialogue balloon has become part of our world and is used as a symbol for the spoken word in many parts of our culture, including publications and social media. You know, you see a dialogue balloon, you know somebody's talking. And that brings us to the end of today's video. In the series to follow, we will further explore this fascinating language of depicting sound in comics. Amongst other things, we'll be looking at balloon variations that can be used to serve specific functions, and how the dialogue balloon can be utilized to depict a character's tone and volume, emotions, and even different types of voices. So stay tuned for more exciting creative excursions. Until next time, go out, be great, live creatively in very many directions, and may the creative force be with you. Say what? Say what? Say, what? Say what? Say what? Say what? Uh-uh.